Good day, beautiful people, wherever you may be in this beautiful whole wide world. I haven't been uploading videos for months now, and today I'm gonna disclose that. And this is a message for all of those who feel like they want to give up in their journey. They want to give up whatever that they wanted to do, their dreams, and because of the struggle is so hard and it's so painful. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I went through in the past 2 months when I was not able to upload, and how rough it is, and how I got out of it somehow. So in July, yes, in the last year, July 2019, I made a decision that I want financial freedom, not to be bossed around, to be my own boss, and to just be present, to get my time to do what I want to do, and take the time that I wanted to take. So basically, I was a care worker at an old age. So I had a boss, obviously, I had a supervisor, obviously, so I had to work at their own pace. I loved the job. The job was amazing. I was able to learn. I was able to evolve from where I was, because that's where I started to find God and speak to Him in all the ways. So, and then 6 months from there, from July up until December, I prepared myself spiritually. I prepared myself to be present. I prepared my financial issues and discipline. I prepared for it for 6 months. So it went all well. I started to feel abandoned, and I felt great, and I was able to maintain my presence for a long time. And this is what happens. In December, on the 20th, on the 30th, or the 13th of December, they made a farewell for me. It was amazing. I enjoyed it. And then on the 20th, I left my job. So after I left my job on the 20th, then this is where everything started. So basically, everything was supposed to come together the way I planned it to be, because I was expecting some money from Old Mutual, 7 point something, and we didn't receive a call yet. And to be honest, we didn't really know when the money was gonna come in. So that money off the chart, and I had my payout. I got paid how much? 2.3. Yes, I got paid 2.3. That was my salary, 2.3 in rent. So I got that, and I was pretty over the moon at the time, and everything was starting to make sense. Then from there onwards, that's when the struggle started, because I used up my money for my things in the home. I was left with almost 1,000 rand bucks. Then I tried to invest it. Then all my investment didn't go according to plan. So in December, I paid my rent. In January, I didn't have rent money. So everything started to crumble down. All the teachings that I had all the time, all the preparation that I had, crumbled all down. I started to see the world from a perspective that I always wanted to leave behind, the perspective of lack. And I realized that we all go through that, because at first I used to think that some people do things in purpose. They don't want to be serious. They are playing with life. But everything started to get real, because when you are at that dimension, or rather perspective of lack, everything doesn't make sense. It's hard to make money. It's hard to speak to people, and it's even hard to just stay by yourself, because everything is a headache. So from this experience, I started to discover why people end up in alcohol, why people end up in drugs. Because in the state, all that I ever wanted was just to get a relief from this stress, from this pain, from the problems. And I used everything that I used to use. I used meditation. It didn't work. And I was under the roof, and everything that I learned, everything that I knew, everything that I practiced was out of the window, and nothing ever tried to make sense. So what happened was, because of the law of attraction, everything that I live started to reflect itself in the outside world. The world started to form its way around everything that I live, around my lack, because everything that I seen, it was lack. Everything was like, it's hard to make money, it's hard to meet friends, it's hard to speak to people. Everything was hard for me. And as the months went by, I tried to do my meditation. Meditation didn't work. Tried to read books, it didn't work. Then I continued to listen to Abraham, and somehow I got a little bit of relief. And at this moment, I started to ask myself, what's the use of feeling good when I still didn't pay rent, when I still don't have the money for rent? So I started to speak to God. In the last video that I made, I started to speak to God after I blew the last money and started to tell God, God, I'm in problem, can you help me out? And then God didn't answer me at first because I was angry, I was frustrated. And after I cooled down, he started to speak back to me. And then he started to tell me that, the money's gonna come. Just be present, just feel good. That's all that you can do. Nothing else you can ever do, because nothing will make a difference. But coming from a perspective where I'm used to taking action, I'm used to make things work on my own, I felt like this is too good to be true. So that was when I took a visit to my father, and you know the story, I got the money. So January was settled, but February was coming, and more months, because when one is in the dimension of lack, this is what happens. We start to think ahead, and all that we do is do all in our power to find everything that is not going right with our life. Just like when you feel good, you do everything in your power to find everything that is going right. So I could see all the wrong things that was going wrong, or that was gonna go wrong in the future, or that went wrong in the past. So it was a hopeless time for me in all the ways, past, future, present, it doesn't matter. And then as the months went by, because I remember now, here's the disclaimer. I got $700 and my rent is $300, and then I blew again that the money that I left from my father. And now I was supposed to pay rent at the end of January. Was it? Oh yeah, I paid rent for January. I was supposed to pay rent for February. Was it? No, I paid at the end of January, sorry. Then I was supposed to pay rent at the end of this February, and it was somehow on the 14th of February, 14th, 18th of February. And I was there also faced with a problem. I didn't have money for rent, let alone money for food and other things. So there was that problem. So I asked myself, when is this problem gonna end? Because I've been focusing on what I want, on abundance, like Abraham is teaching us to. So that was when I started to just continue to do my practice, and then boom, all mutual money got in, and that's when everything changed. I took the money, invested the money, and then I learned a lot of skill from my investments. And as I'm speaking right now, everything is much better because I got relief. My investment paid out, and I learned a lot of skill. I'm more present, more humble. I understand, and I can see from everybody's perspective. So I would say that I learned a lot from my struggle. I learned first that no matter what is going on in life, someone is always going through something, no matter what happens. I may be going through financial problems. You may not have financial problems, but you may be going through a stress of your partner, a stress at your home, your family. It doesn't matter how small I think it is, because when we try to see life from only our perspective, that's when we have it all wrong and nothing will ever work out. But when we begin to see life from everybody's perspective and start to realize that everybody's going through something, it doesn't matter whether I think it's big or small, but everybody's going through something. That's when things start to actually change. So that's what I learned, and it really gave me an inspiration. It made me to feel good. So right now I just hope that you feel good, and then if you watched them up until this far, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like, to support the video, and comment below. Have a beautiful day till we meet again. Peace.